Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today you find me in the Vauxhall Combo L2, supplied kindly by Enterprise. Let's have a look around it and see what we think. So this van comes with a 1.9 metre load bed, 6 tiny little hooks to hook your stuff down with, and some barely sufficient lighting. But we do have one issue. That bulkhead protrudes far too much for my liking. So as you can now see from the side, look at where the bulkhead comes out to compared to where the ground level is. So 1.9 metres takes you straight to there. From there, we've got do have sliding doors on either side and double rear opening doors, so plenty of access into this van. And it does have a handy little trick to make it a little bit longer. So you see this little catch here. If you release that, this comes down and you think, oh, doesn't really get much further than that, does it? But then you open this front door, pull the little blue lever up here, there we go, and there we go. You've added another meter onto your van, which is a fantastic little trick. Depends on size, obviously, what you can get through there. But also, let's think of this in a different way. So let's say you're a tramper, you're overnighting it in your van. There is enough room in here for someone 6 foot tall to lie down straight and be comfortable. I don't know if you're going to get camp bedding, but I'm sure you'd get some sort of camp bedding. But what if you wanted access to the front as well? Well, you've got to be quite skinny, but you can make it through that gap and into the front, or at least be able to reach through, probably start the engine up and put the heating on. You could do as some trampers do and actually remove the top of this bulkhead, including this bit, so then you can climb over your seat, so have that seat down and step over into your van. So the back end is pretty spacious. This van is also claiming to have a 980 kilo payload. Now that's what they claim. I can see that being dry weight, so you've got to take into account your weight, all the stuff you're carrying in the van and fuel, etc. So you're probably in the 800s, high 700s maybe, if you want to stay legal and legit, which all of you do obviously. So yeah, handy little van. Now let's have a look at the front. So I'm just in the passenger side here, and there is absolutely loads of legroom. Proper nice place to be, really comfortable. But there's 3 seats in this van. You see where my shoulders are? I don't think anyone's going to be sat there. I have to sit like this, up against the window to get the third person in. So that seat to me doesn't make any sense. Until, well, still doesn't make sense. But you can pull this blue lever, pull that forward. Oh my God. And then you've got an armrest in the middle. But my gosh, now I can't fit in this seat. So can't really have a passenger if you want the armrest down. You can't have 3 in the van unless you've got 2 small children, really. So now, let's see. This is the middle seat. There's nowhere to put your legs. There's just nowhere to sit. Now, over on the driver's side, yes, it's a lot more comfortable. You got a bit more bolstering in your seat, and you got quite a nice steering wheel, if I'm being completely honest. But what makes it different from other vans? Is it any better? Now, this fold-out seat, I'm going to pull this little blue lever again and pull it down. And now, if you're in this van on your own, this makes a lot more sense. Let me show you a bit more closely. You have a closer view. Obviously, you can see my leg. I am in the driver's seat. This is just a tiny seat for small people. But we do have this fold-out desk, which also swivels both ways. So you can use that as a desk. It says don't have it out and swiveled whilst driving. Makes a nice little desk area. All clips back into place. This seat just lifts back up. It doesn't actually, once you fold it down, it doesn't lock down. But yeah, you see what I mean? This seat is absolutely tiny. So as I said, steering wheel is pretty nice. It's a bit of an odd shape, it's quite small, plenty of buttons on it. Horn, obviously, you've got a screen, another screen. You've only got USB-C chargers, and there is a 12 volt port down there. It's a manual with an electric handbrake. We do have a cup holder there and a cup holder there, but they are not great. Storage-wise, we've got this big storage area here. We've got a storage area back here. We've got a storage area there. And then there's a pocket down here. Obviously pockets in the doors. You can pull the seats up and there is storage underneath both of the seats in the van. Now let's give her a start up and have a look at what tech we've got in here. Oil level okay, that's a good indicator to have straight away. Start her up. I've not noticed this screen taking that long to come on before. Let's skip that. And we do have Apple CarPlay, which has popped up straight away. This is how many messages I need to reply to from you guys. I do apologise. And yeah, I used to be one of them people that hated having too many messages, and now I am one of them people that has too many messages. So yeah, you get all your apps. So dash, speedo, sat nav, and then fuel gauge over here. Now we did so it's got 193 miles on this van. We picked it up yesterday with 5 miles on it. So I've done 188 miles or so. I'm gonna do a few more before I drop it off. And yesterday on the drive home, we averaged around 47 mpg, which I don't think is too bad for this sort of van. Now, one thing I had an issue with as soon as I got in this van was visibility, because I feel like the visibility is a bit naff. You've got these sections of the windows where the outside bodywork actually covers part of the windows, and that is on both sides, which I found to be just a little bit odd. And the mirrors are so small that you can barely see anything through them. So as you can see, they are tiny. But I do believe Vauxhall and probably the partners, because this van is very similar to the other vans in this sort of spec and this sort of size, I've thought about that. So there is a nice feature in here, and that feature is this. So this is a rear view mirror. Well, that's what it looks like anyway, but it's actually a camera, because as you can see, you can't see through the bulkhead. So this is a camera behind the van, and it has a button here. If you press that button, you actually get a side mirror, which is a camera underneath that mirror pointing down the side. And I will say, after driving down the motorway yesterday, that mirror comes in a lot handier than that mirror does. That is brilliant, absolutely fantastic feature. We also have another camera on the back, so if we put this in reverse, it comes up with another rear view camera, which is a different camera on the back. So there's 2 cameras on the back, and then this actually shows us a picture from above. So yesterday I was reversing into a car parking space, there are bollards behind, and then after you get too close for this one comes up, shows you where the bollard is and shows you where the back of the van is, and tells you how close you're getting, which I found to be an absolutely brilliant feature. Yes, it's on a lot of cars, it's on a lot of vans, but most vans I see, especially lower spec vans or smaller vans, are pretty basic, and this van is actually pretty well spec'd. Right, so let's talk the actual spec of this van. So this van is a Vauxhall Combo 2300 Pro diesel. And what that means is it comes with a 1.5 litre engine, 100 brake horsepower, which it seems pretty nippy to have. It's the L2, so it's got more room in the back, and it's the Pro version, so it comes with a few more extra specs than the basic version. Now, I've had a look online, and this van, brand new as it is now, is around £24,000 to buy from Vauxhall brand new. But you can get the same 24 plate, which is 6 months old, has a few thousand miles on it for around 19,000. So that is a deal. I would definitely wait that extra 6 months and get the lower priced one, which is the exact same model. Now, whilst doing a little bit of research on this van today, I did see quite a lot of negativity about this 1.5 litre engine, about camshafts not being great, about timing chains being very unreliable and cheaply made. Now, this is a brand new van, so I don't know any issues that it may have in the future. That's why I need you guys to comment down below and tell me what you think of this van. I drove this van home. It's got air conditioning, it's got CarPlay, it's got all the creature comforts, it's got cruise control, it's got speed limiters, everything's on the screen, everything's on your dash, everything's at your fingertips. And it was a really nice experience. It drove quite well. It was empty, obviously, I didn't have a load on, and it did drive rather well back. I was very happy with it, and honestly, it might be a consideration in the future to buy a Vauxhall if it's this sort of spec and the sort of price we're looking at, because the equivalent to buy a caddy van or something like that is a lot more expensive. Even the Fords are a lot more expensive. The only complaint I had was it took me a while to actually get the seat in a position I was comfortable in, and it's still it's not the best seat, obviously. I feel like you're not really meant to be sat in this van for long periods of time. Even if you are, I think it's very durable. Before I forget, actually, there is some more little storage areas up here. It actually goes all the way across the top, next to your grab handles. You've obviously got your interior lights and stuff in this section here. You've also got an SOS button. I don't want to press that and see what it does. You got heated front windows. You got heated wing mirrors, which is brilliant. Let's take it for a spin. Well, to be fair, it drives quite well and it does feel pretty nippy, but I haven't put anything on it yet. I'm not going to, if I'm being honest. There is lads out there that drive this sort of van. What's it like when it carries weight? Does it do it well? Oh, let's see how it handles a speed bump. It's a little bit bouncy, but it's a van, it's not a car. Down here, we've got enough leg room to put my leg down the side of the clutch, so when I'm not changing gear, I'm not having to be in an uncomfortable position. I can move around quite a bit in this driver's seat even. I'm not the passenger right now. Oh, there's a bit of a bumpy road and the van is handling it rather well. The indicator bobbing noise, I could see that wearing a little bit. It is a little bit annoying. Can you hear it? Boop, 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 boop. Could definitely see that getting a bit annoying after a while. This camera though, this rear view camera with the side mirror is absolutely fantastic. I really do love that feature. If that is something I could have on every single vehicle, that is something I'd have. Don't know what it is. Just like being able to see what's going on around me. Right. Second gear, let's give her some beans, see if she picks up alright. She revs quite handy all the way up to 5,000 RPM. But obviously, I don't want to be doing that because this is a brand new van. She's not worn in whatsoever. She's got 194 miles on it now. I keep almost saying 194,000. That's because I'm so used to saying the mileage on my van in the hundreds of thousands. This is a brand spanking new van. It was registered in December, but when I picked it up yesterday, it had 5 miles on it, so it's not moved very much. It does have lane assist and all that jazz. It is able to turn it off. It did get quite annoying yesterday, like if you want to do a quick lane change, or even here where it shows lanes, but it's just you're either going left or right onto another road. It was trying to drag you back a little bit. I found it quite annoying. It does also have an indicator if you're going too fast. It'll flash and it'll bob and it'll bounce, might make noises at you if you're going over the speed limit. And that's actually whether you're doing the speed limit or not. So this is a 60 mile an hour road. It's showing 60 on the dash. But yesterday I was on a 40 mile an hour road and it was showing 20 on the dash, and everything over 20 I did, it was binging and bonging at me, which was a little bit annoying as well. It does also have sensors in the front bumper, so if you get too close to the vehicle in front, it'll flash up and tell you you're too close. Once again, brilliant. The 6-speed gearbox seems really smooth, but it is a brand new van, so obviously time will tell if it's going to be a lasting thing or not. So if you do have one of these vans, leave it in the comments down below what you think of it. If it is a nice van to be in, how many miles have you got on them? How many miles can you do? So let's have a look. We're doing 57 mile an hour in this 60, and we're currently doing 54 mpg, which you can't complain with that sort of miles per gallon. So when I received the van, it had a quarter of a tank, and the quarter of a tank was showing 105 miles. Will get me home. So I put an extra 30 litres in, which gave me 3/4 of a tank, and we still have half a tank, and we've done nearly 200 miles in the van. Shows that it is a real life MPG figure, and it does drive quite smoothly actually. To be fair, I've never been a big Vauxhall fan. I've never owned a Vauxhall. I've driven a few, and I've never been a fan. But this is definitely quite a smooth van. I am rather impressed, but this is only like an initial feel for it. I'm not going to be driving it every day. It's going back today, and driving me back from High Wycombe to here, it drove really smoothly, like a dream. But then in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 miles, would it still be driving like that, even if it is maintained properly? I don't know. I don't know the build quality. So if you do, let me know what you think. Thank you all for watching. I know this hasn't been my usual sort of video, but I did say this year I wanted to do more videos like this where we can get some vans on, review them, see what we think of them, and now I suppose is the perfect time because my van's off the road. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and like I said, leave a comment down below with your experience with these vans. Thank you. Bye bye.